Hello everybody! In Chinese that would be 大家好. Welcome to Beginner's Chinese, my name is Oliver. In the previous lessons, Wawa surely demanded the utmost of your learning skills. And that's why today you'll have a day off. She will take you for a beautiful bicycle trip to the TianAnMen Square in the heart of Beijing. After the trip, I will explain everything she said to you. You will arrive in the southeast corner. As you might know, it was the Chinese that invented the compass. Then you will turn right and go towards the north. North in Chinese is Bei, just like in Beijing. Once you can't go any further, you turn right towards the east, and after some 200 meters, you will cross the road on your left and proceed towards the west.
大家好，今天我们骑自行车，你会吗？这是我的自行车，你看，北京市公共自行车，它们是红白色的。走吧。这是红绿灯，红灯停，绿灯行。现在往右拐。我们现在到了天安门广场。小心！慢点儿。一直走。现在往右拐。到处都有车。能不能快点儿？哎呀，北京交通真是个问题。这里往左拐。一直走。他是毛泽东。 小心，有车！我今天骑了很多公里，我累了，我回家，再见。大家好。
Wawa says 大家好. If you say hello to just one person, you say 你好, you good. If you say hello to two persons, then you or 你 becomes plural, so 你们好. But in this case, Wawa says hello to 大家, and that means everybody. You've seen both characters before. Da, that was big, and Tia, that was family. So 大家 means big family, or in English, everybody. In other words, 大家好, hello everybody.
大家好，今天我们骑自行车。
She says, 今天我们骑自行车。今天, that means today. You already know the second sign, Tian, which was heaven. It also means day. And Tian, that means this. So 今天 is this day, or in English, today. Qi, that means to ride, on a bicycle or on an animal. In the early days, before the bicycle was invented, it meant riding a horse, for example. And that's why on the left side of this character, you can see a horse. 自行车, that means bicycle. And let me amaze you, you already know two out of these three characters. The first one, ze, that was from. It has a second meaning though, self. The second character, 行, that was okay. It also means to do. If you say okay, you actually say you can do it. So 自行, that means self-do, or rather do it yourself. 车, that is a vehicle with wheels. So a 自行车, that is a do-it-yourself vehicle, or in English, a bicycle. 今天我们骑自行车. Today we ride bicycle.
今天我们骑自行车。你会吗？
Wawa asks, 你会吗? The verb 会 means can, after you have learned something. For example, you can speak Chinese, or you can dance, or in this case, you can ride a bike. You already know another verb that means can, 可以. But you can't use 可以 in this context. If you have learned something, then you use 会. 你会吗? Can you?
你会吗？这是我的自行车，你看。
Wawa says, 这是我的自行车，你看. This is my bicycle. Look.
北京市公共自行车。
Written on the bicycle is 北京市公共自行车. You just learned the last three characters. That was bicycle. 北京市, that means Beijing city. The city of Beijing is situated in the Beijing province. So if you only refer to the city, then you say 北京市. Do you remember how to say north in Chinese? That was 北. The character for north, or 北, is the first character on the left. The second character, 京, means capital. So Beijing literally means the northern capital. 公共, that means public. accessible to everyone. Beijing 市公共自行车 that is a public bicycle of Beijing City. For a little payment, you can grab one at a subway station and return it at any other subway station.
北京市公共自行车，它们是红白色的。
Wawa says, 它们是红白色的. 它们, as you know, is they, plural neuter. 红色 means red color or just red. 白色, that is white color or white. 红白色, that is red-white color or red and white. 它们是红白色的. They are red and white. The little word de at the end is set between an adjective and a noun. Actually, what Wawa means is they are red-white bicycles.
它们是红白色的。走吧！
Wawa says, 走吧, let's go.
这是红绿灯。
这是红绿灯. This is a 红绿灯. As you just learned, 红 means red. 绿色, that is green color or green. And 灯, that is a lamp or a light. So 红绿灯, that is a red-green light. In English, a traffic light.
这是红绿灯。红灯停，绿灯行。
All kids in China learn this phrase by heart. 红灯停，绿灯行, red light 停, green light okay. 停 means to stop. So 红灯停，绿灯行, red light stop, green light okay.
红灯停，绿灯行。现在往右拐。
In this sentence, you will learn 4 new words. 现在往右拐. The first word, 现在, means now. 往, that is to or towards. 右, that means right or right side. In this character, you can see a mouth. The other 2 stripes represent a hand. In other words, with which hand do you eat? With the right side. 拐 means to turn. 现在往右拐. Now turn right.
现在往右拐。我们现在到了天安门广场。
Wawa says, 我们现在到了天安门广场. The verb 到 means to arrive at. And 广场 means square. 我们现在到了天安门广场. We now arrived at the TianAnMen Square.
我们现在到了天安门广场。
The name of this square is TianAnMen Square. If you studied my lesson about Chinese characters, then you can recognize 3 characters here. The first character was heaven. The last character was door or gate. And in the middle one you can see a woman. Only this time she's under a roof. A woman at home. This character is An, and that means safety or peace. So, Tian An Men, that means the gate of heavenly peace. And that is this gate, giving access to the forbidden city.
小心
Wawa says, 小心, xiao, that was small, and xin, that is a heart. In other words, small heart, 小心, that means watch out, be careful.
小心慢点儿
Wawa says Mandiar. You already know 2 out of these 3 characters. The first one, man, means slow. You also know the last one. This most peculiar character gives an R ending to the character just before it. There's no grammatical explanation. It somehow just comes out more easy. And to be honest, this also reveals a bit of a Beijing accent. A real traditional Beijinger will end lots of his nouns with this R sound. The character in the middle, Tian, means a little. With the R character behind it, Tian is pronounced as Diar. So, Mandiar, that means slowly a bit, or please slow down. This phrase comes in handy when somebody speaks too fast.
慢点儿，一直走。
Wawa says, 一直走. You already know 2 out of these 3 characters. The first one, yi, means 1. It's also very often pronounced as i. And the last character, that was the verb go. 一直 means all the time, continuous. So, 一直走 means continuously go, or in English, go straight.
一直走。现在往右拐。
Can you understand what Wawa says here? I just explained it a moment ago.
现在往右拐。到处都有车。
Wawa says, 到处都有车. You've already seen 3 out of these 5 characters. Dao, that was to arrive at. Yo, that was the verb to have. And che, that was a vehicle with wheels. If you just say che without anything else, then it just means a car. Dao chu means everywhere. Do, that is all, complete. And the verb yo, that was to have, but it also means there is or there are. 到处都有车. There are cars everywhere.
到处都有车。你能不能快点儿？
When Wawa overtakes another cyclist, she says, 你能不能快点儿? You nang, not nang, 快 a little. The verb nang means can. Now you already know 3 verbs that all mean can. The first one you learned was 可以, that means can, may. The second verb was 会, can after you have learned something. And this one is nang, can, be able to. And now let's enjoy some delicious grammar. Ever since lesson 1, you know that you end a question with ma, but there is an alternative without ma. For example, look at the first question. How ma? Is it good? You can also ask 好不好? Good, not good. In this case, you don't say ma at the end. Look at the second phrase. 你爱我吗? Do you love me? You can also ask 你爱不爱我? You love, don't love me. And now that third example. 你能吗? Can you? The alternative is 你能不能? You can, not can. 快, that means fast. 你能不能快点儿? Can you fast a little? Or can't you go a little faster?
你能不能快点儿？哎呀，北京交通真是个问题。
Wawa begins with Ayya. You say this when you bump into some problem or disagree with some situation. In English that would be oh no. And then she says 北京交通真是个问题. 交通, that means traffic. And 问题, that is a problem. You already know the first character, when. That means to ask. Wenti literally means a question topic. And we call that a problem. 北京交通真是个问题. The Beijing traffic really is a problem.
哎呀，北京交通真是个问题。这里往左拐。
Wawa says, 这里往左拐. Li means in, and you say it after a location. We say in a room, in a glass. In China they say a room in, a glass in. As you know, 这 means this. So 这里 means in this. And we call that here. 左 means left. Do you remember right or yo? That was a hand with a mouth. You eat with your right hand. In this character, 左, you can see the same hand, but this time holding a carpenter's working instrument. This instrument was held in the left hand, so this character means left. 这里往左拐. Here, turn left.
这里往左拐。一直走。
What does Wawa say here? I just explained it to you.
一直走。他是毛泽东。
As Wawa approaches a huge painting, she says, 他是毛泽东. And this is Mao Zedong. In Chinese, first you say the surname and then the given names. So Mao is the surname and Zedong is his given name. This was and is the most famous Chinese person in China. And that explains why his image is on all the banknotes.
他是毛泽东。小心，有车！
Wawa says, 小心，有车. Watch out, there's a car.
小心，有车！我今天骑了很多公里。
She says, 我今天骑了很多公里. Believe it or not, in this whole sentence, there's only one character that you haven't come across yet. Look, I, today, have ridden, very, duo, and then public, gong, and in, li. Duo, that means much or many, so 很多 means very much. And gong li together means kilometer. 我今天骑了很多公里. I've cycled very many kilometers today.
我今天骑了很多公里。我累了。
She says, 我累了. 累 means tired. And now it's time for another minute of delicious grammar. You can say adjectives in the past tense. And then the following will happen. Look at the first example. The adjective is good. It says, 他好了. He good in the past tense. In English, that would be, he has become good. For instance, he was ill, but now he's better again. 他好了. Or the second example, red, that was 红. It says, 你红了. You have become red. For example, because you are ashamed. And the third adjective, expensive, that was贵. It says, Beijing贵了. In English, Beijing has become expensive. So, 我累了 means I have become tired. In English, that would simply be I'm tired.
我累了。我回家。
Wawa says, 我回家. The verb 回 means to return to. In this lesson, you've already learned another hui, which was the verb can, after you have learned something. Tia, that was family, but it also means home. 我回家, I'm going back home.
我回家。再见。
And finally, Wawa says 再见. 再, that means again. This is the second 在 that you know by now. And the verb tian means to see. So 再见 means again see, or in English, see you again. Bye bye.
再见。